happens so quickly. The twist, the swelling, and the pain. For someone who barely had more than a bruise growing up, tearing my ACL was a soul-shaking experience. I was quickly and unexpectedly plunged into a very dark time in my teenage life. Today, I'm going to discuss the power of perseverance. Difficulties in life are inevitable. Everybody will experience difficulties, but not everyone will be able to pull through successfully. Having perseverance and hope has not only allowed me to achieve goals, but to become a better, stronger, and wiser person despite some of the mistakes that I've made. I would not be where I am today if I hadn't continued to meet my goals and pull through despite my hardships. In this speech, I will discuss the power of perseverance, share a story about recovery, and then share my own personal story about having some faith in a difficult situation. Before discussing how perseverance works within people, it's important to understand the definition. Perseverance is essentially a fancy term for not giving up. In 2019, the BIA Institute of Character defined perseverance as continuing to be goal-oriented and work towards completing goals despite challenges, difficulties, and discouragement that comes in life. A different perspective was described in 2005 by James E. Faust. He realized that some people at his old formal high school were incredibly gifted in areas such as sports, art, and music, but these people were less successful than some of the less visible students at his high school who continued to persevere and work hard. Faust states that people who use perseverance continue to meet goals despite people saying that these goals are impossible to meet and they can't be accomplished. If you take both of these definitions into consideration, becoming persevered requires one to set goals with the intentions to meet these goals, as well as working to achieve these goals despite roadblocks and doubters who pop up in life. It's easier to identify perseverance if we have a clear understanding of what it really means. Injuries are often common roadblocks that come up through life, and they call for perseverance in order to push through. An article from Healthy You, written on January 11, 2019, describes the story of John Luthvanen. Now, John was an incredibly active individual. As a mountaineer, alpine climber, backcountry skier, and fly fisherman, his life was flipped upside down when he suffered a very severe ankle injury when bouldering in Utah. At the time of his injury, John's goals seemed out of reach. After an extensive 4-hour surgery, 4 months of recovery, and the use of an ankle-foot orthosis, John became incredibly motivated to try to be as active as, or nearly as active as he was before his injury. John came across a Post-it note during his recovery that he wrote in 2017, and the Post-it note simply said Grand Teton on it. John had set this previous goal to climb Grand Teton in the summer of 2017, but never accomplished it. And this goal became suddenly his primary goal in his recovery. He wanted to climb Grand Teton, but a lot of his doctors and people in his life were saying that this was impossible and that he would not be able to do it because of his injury. But John persevered, and he actually was able to successfully climb Grand Teton on September 9th, 2018. John never gave up on his passion and continues to be an incredibly active individual and do the activities he loves today. Much like John, my injury was a roadblock in my life, but with perseverance, I was able to accomplish my goals and much more. Tearing my ACL was a sudden, huge roadblock in my life. I began mending and recovering shortly after my injury. My rehab process was much like a rehab process that Christopher J. Centino recommends to his partially torn ACL patients, which in a 2010 article, he actually suggested that partially torn ACLs should rest and try to mend on their own before having surgery to repair. After 3 months with the knee brace, I was cleared for playing softball, but I was still experiencing a lot of pain while playing, and it was very frustrating because this pain persisted for months afterwards. But I continued to persevere through my situation because I wanted to be healthy for my senior year of high school. So I got surgery to clear out scar tissue that had accumulated in my knee from resting and allowing the ACL to recover on its own. I went to a physical therapist for rehab, which required me to not give up on my goals and work hard to get to this point of recovery that I wanted to reach. Through hard work and perseverance, I became strong and healthy and actually became a soccer captain my senior year of high school. Not only was I able to accomplish that, but through my physical therapy experience, I decided that I wanted to become a physical therapist too, to help people who had similar experiences and hardships that I had to experience with my injury and recovery. Having perseverance can help you to accomplish goals that you never thought were possible. Through understanding the meaning of perseverance, looking and reading into examples of ways people have persevered, and taking into consideration your own experiences with perseverance, you can learn about not giving up in tough situations and easily apply that to your own life. With perseverance, you can ensure that you can continue to meet goals and succeed even when troublesome times push you down.